After accusing Nicolas Maduro of leading the so-called Cartel de los Soles, the United States has now made a sharp legal U-turn in its case. The U.S. Justice Department has dropped the claim that Cartel de los Soles is a real, formal criminal organization, stepping back from its earlier position. That claim had been central to the Trump administration's case against Nicolas Maduro, shaping the narrative around his alleged narco-trafficking role. However, after Maduro's capture, U.S. prosecutors quietly revised the indictment, changing how they described the alleged network. The original claim traced back to a 2020 grand jury indictment against Maduro that portrayed Cartel de los Soles as a structured cartel. In 2025, the Treasury and State Departments even designated Cartel de los Soles as a terrorist entity, amplifying the label on the world stage. Experts had long argued that the term is slang rather than an actual drug cartel structure, analysts told the New York Times. After Maduro was captured, prosecutors quietly filed a revised indictment that altered key language about his alleged network. The new version abandons the claim that Cartel de los Soles is an actual cartel, no longer treating it as a single hierarchical organization. Instead, the indictment now describes the term as a patronage system fueled by drug money flowing through state institutions. Prosecutors now call it a culture of corruption inside state institutions, according to the New York Times reporting on the filing. The term is now said to refer to officials corrupted by narcotics profits rather than members of a single cartel entity. Interestingly, the new indictment mentions Cartel de los Soles only twice, a drastic reduction in emphasis. The 2020 indictment referenced the term 32 times and explicitly named Maduro as the leader of this supposed cartel. International crisis group's Elizabeth Dickinson calls the revised description exactly accurate, according to the New York Times interview with her. Dickinson said, and I quote, "The new indictment gets it right. Unlike the 2020 version. Designations don't need proof in court, and that's the difference. Clearly, they knew they could not prove it in court." Unquote. Despite the revision, Marco Rubio still referred to it as a real cartel during an interview with NBC News. Rubio claimed Maduro led the group and is now facing justice in New York on January 4th, sticking to the earlier narrative. Rubio said to NBC, and I quote, "We will continue to reserve the right to strike drug boats. They are run by criminal organizations including the Cartel de los Soles. The leader of that cartel is now in U.S. custody." Unquote. The updated indictment added a Tren de Aragua gang leader as a co-conspirator alongside Maduro. The alleged link is based on phone calls offering escort services, according to details cited by the New York Times. Analyst Jeremy McDermott said the gang owns no major cocaine shipments at all, questioning the scale of its trafficking role. However, U.S. prosecutors still accuse Maduro of participating in drug conspiracies, focusing on facilitation and protection. Maduro's case now rests on alleged corruption and protection of traffickers, not on leading a mythical, monolithic cartel.